Hello everyone and welcome to the program Business Point on Global Television. And I dare to say with my full chest now, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. It's going to be a superb year, and I'm sure you're sitting at home have your goals and things you've mapped out for the year. So I would encourage you chase them, go ahead of them, and then try to achieve most as possible that you can be able to achieve. That's how I make you welcome to today's edition of Business Point, the first edition for the year 2025. On today's edition, we'll be looking at the global reality of the economy, obviously, and then we'll be looking at the strategies that Nigeria needs to put in place, looking at our dire situation, given the fact that the president said he inherited a crumbling economy when he was assuming office in the year 2023, and then he came with his own policies and also strategies that he felt are the right directions to take to help stabilize the economy and also have an impactful economy for the people of Nigeria. We saw throughout the year 2024, we saw fiscal policies being introduced, monetary policies being tightened, and also taxation, also VAT being increased, and also there is a new tax reform bill that is seated in the State House waiting for its third reading, and if that is going to be approved. Still same last year, 2024, Nigeria became a partner country with BRICS, and then President Bola Ahmed Tinubu tend to make a whole lot of bilateral economic travels where he went to India, Paris, and other Asian countries to help create relationships that would help leverage and boost Nigerian economy. Now, we would look at the budget for the year 2025, looking at the fact that we currently are having a dollarized economy, and then the forecast or what the budget for 2025 says is that the dollar is going to be within the range of 1,500 naira to $1 here in Nigeria. So we're going to see if that is achievable, looking at the current economic situation and what we are going to be expecting in the coming months of the new year 2025. So we'll be extracting all of these angles, all of these parts of the conversations. We'll also look at investors avenue, what areas would be better for individuals to invest in this new year, and how the businesses and as well as Nigerian economy is going to flourish in this new year 2025. I have a guest who is seated with me in the studio, but before we get right into the conversation, we'll be going on a quick break, and then when we return back, we'll dive straight into the conversation. Please do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now it's time for us to get right into the conversation. We're looking at global reality, Nigerian economy, and 2025 action plan. I have right here with me a financial analyst, Mr. John Ochai. Good morning, Mr. John, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Happy New Year, the viewer.
Yes. So we've seen the way the economy was, come 2024. From 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he didn't know the economy is this bad. So 2024 came to Nigerians, businesses, individuals, everybody, it came in as a shock to the entire country. And then now, let's see, what do you think Nigerians should take away from the policies and the way the economy was moving forward into this new year?
All right. Once more, thank you, the viewer out there. Happy New Year to you all. Yesterday is like 20 years ago.
Yes.
Because we have exited from 2024 to 2025, and today is the first days of the 2025. And I believe individual, corporation, even the government itself, they are working assiduously to ensure that they dished out their New Year resolutions. And I believe Nigeria is not also different from those who have a year plan. And just you rightly said, we are working how the 2025 budget will also go through third reading.
Yes.
And which I believe it's going to skate through. Without thinking otherwise, my advice is for the government and those that saddle with the responsibility to pick up their pieces from 2024 and ensure enact a policy, enact a different policy from the policy that we have been experiencing in 2025 to give a better economy to our citizens as far as Nigeria is concerned. Because one of the things that kill, that destroy the wealth of the nation is economy. And when the economy is not well looking at from different strata, from different angles, from different ways, we continue to, practicing the same culture in the corridors of the economic segregations, and at the end of the output, we will begin to experience an outage. What do I mean by outage? The outage is the somersaulting policies that we have experienced that could not yield anything, and that which we have been experienced over time. And I believe stabilizations of the Nigeria economy, government needs to stabilize the economic indices, the economic indicators from different sectors, because one of the major reason why we have a government in the first place, and one of the major reason why government exists in the first place is to stabilize the economy. And because if the economic is not stabilized, it will hamper the GDPs of the nations. And when the GDP is hampered, it plunges people into poverty. And then individual cannot do that. It is the responsibilities of every government of every nations of the world. Nigeria is not different. So to ensure that the people live without fear, people live with a proper welfareism, people live in accordance to the status quo being practiced as other countries are practiced in the world. So I wished in this 2025 that we have ventured into as it is today, because today is the first day. It's a wake-up call for us to wake up from slumber, so that every aspect of mistakes we have made from the past, we use this first day as a corrective field to correct the system and usher us to a new era. And I believe a new dawn have come, because Mr. President Bola Tinubu did say he never knew the economy was so bad the way it was in 2024, and he is working assiduously to ensure improvise and improve in the system, in which during the presidential media chat, he promised Nigeria that he's going to do more to ensure that he repositions Nigeria back to its status. And I believe he has the capacity to do that. And then since he has, this is 18 months that he has been in office, that Nigeria should give him more time. And we have given him the time. And I believe he will put the right people in the right place to ensure that the right thing is done.
Looking at, we've given him time, 18 months and counting. And, we would say fairly, on a lighter note, though Nigerians are wanting more and they want swift change, and a whole lot have been blamed on the fuel subsidy removal. Do you think with Dangote refinery, Port Harcourt refinery, and also Warri refinery that is coming into place now, how well do you think it's going to help, create a balance in the terms of transportation and moving of logistics in the country, because that's one of the major factors that is contributing to the high cost of food items you're witnessing in the market?
I think I would toe a different line from what you just said a little bit.
Okay.
You know, we cannot repeat class as a student and we expect to graduate.
Okay.
And for us to not repeat the same class that we have been repeating to graduate to the next level, we don't have to concentrate on Dangote refinery and the refinery that Nigeria is telling us that is in shape right now. When there is no competitions in the system and the system become a total monopolized, the economics suffer because there is no competitions in the system.
Okay.
You could see the life of MTN when MTN came to this country. How much was the SIM pack, which is the SIM card? I think people bought SIM card at the rate of 150, 100. It came down to 45 when other competitors came in. And the life of Econet came. Global
other network providers.
Network providers have not promoted the network in this platform. What happened? Because of the competitive nature, the forces of demand spread, and then it forced other networks to begin to reduce their prices to the point that even some of the SIM card, we are getting it at the rate of even 100 naira.
Some places you can even get free. Yes.
And then you pay 1,000 naira, give you 1,000 naira airtime in the ways of selling their product, and they give you the same free, isn't it?
Yeah.
If Nigeria really are sincere to say her citizen and want a competition in the system, because when you talk about the energy, the echoes of the energy, Nigeria really have the energy to, as a driving force, to drive their economy without solely depend on expatriate from the international community or all over the world. What we're supposed to do as a government, as a people, we need to consolidate and expand our tentacles. And after expanding our tentacles, we need to educate the minds of the people within the shores of our country and expose them to the system where everybody begin to go into an exploration and then they begin to build just the way Dangote have built the refinery. Other people are wishing to also get the license to also, venture into the oil and gas, not just having filling stations spread across without having the oil in the filling station. All we need to do, licenses need to be given to people who want to really venture into the oil and gas, from the production down to the distribution chain, since the NNPC have been privatized, as it rightly said. So in other words, we should have the likes of Dangote more than the number that we are having right now. We should have, let's say, 40, 50 Dangote within the country. Then the forces of the competition, or let's say supplies and demand will play in. But then the demand and supply law will be invoked in the system. Just like recently, what happened? Dangote began to supply to the, I don't want to mention the police station, and then they capped their fuel at the rate of 935, which forced the fuel from 1,150 that as we used to see in the dashboard in the police station. What happened? The NNPC also followed suit and said the Warri refinery is now really working, and for that they have to reduce, and then further down, the filling stations in their respective diverse places begin to reduce the PMS price in their respective locations. And what that means is that when you give other people room and you support them just the way we have a lot of people have experienced support from the federal government, it will drive the prices downward. And because major thing that trigger the inflation, because we look at the economic indices,
yes.
we look at exchange rate, yes, is one of the factors,
yes.
But let me tell you for a fact, Mr. Samuel,
yes.
Once the price of PMS, price of diesel, KPLG
yes.
is shoot up, all you could see is prices of goods and services would definitely skyrocket
yes.
in different locations, not even different locations, in the entire Nigeria.
Yes.
And what that means is that there are a lot of factors that drives inflations in Nigeria, which one of it is what is the PMS price. And, so what we should do as a people, we should allow the competitions in the system and privatize the entire nation, so that let there be a total competitions in the country. And when we begin to have a total competitions in there and remove monopoly, we will continue to experience the downwards of price, and even the inflation that we are experiencing today will be shifted away from the back.
You know, in the 2025 budget, the president made mention of the fact that dollar is estimated to be around 1,500 to a dollar in this year, and also made a comment about Nigeria's GDP, but we'll get into that aspect. As a financial analyst, with the current trend, economic trend, do you think Nigeria could be able to sustain a dollar at 1,500? Because currently the dollar is almost at 1,700 as of this morning.
As I'm speaking to you, a government have the capacity to even bring dollar to even 1 naira.
Then why are we not witnessing something like that?
There is a reason. The reason why we have, because we have not been doing the right thing over time.
Okay.
Isn't it? Because we depend on the policies of the world to drive the policies of our society. And that is why we continue to experience.
Talking about policy, are you talking about the World Bank and the IMF?
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because if you look at Nigeria and most of the African countries as it is today, the IMF and then the World Bank controls the system. And then we keep deepening into their policy, not the policy that will be able to drive our nation. And then if we continue to, IMF and World Bank continue to forecast your economy that you'll be experiencing growth in the next 15 years, 10, 15 years to come, 30 years to come. Logically, does it really make any sense to you for somebody to sit out there to determine
how you will run your home,
how your home will be run, and when you'll be able to experience go through? Meaning, it has a key locking you not to grow beyond the niche that you have found yourself. And I believe if we break away, we have seen China. You understand? Making progress.
But do you think this partnership with the BRICS nation now is going to help curb out these angles now?
It may not really cover.
Okay.
Ask me why.
Why?
Because for the sake of not opening up uncertainty in the media.
Yeah.
You see, partnership is a romance. It's not a determinant factor that I'm a member.
Okay.
Being a partner does not mean that you are a member. So there are some benefits you may not really enjoy through those partnerships.
Okay.
Because those organizations may decide to look at the encumbrances within those partnership agreements that you have entered with them. That partnership agreement may become a barrier and become a successful tendency for you to access the favor that you are seeking. So it may not really work the way we are looking at it.
Okay.
Because what played out sometimes in the media is not what comes out in the reality. And that is why we may not really focus on that direction, that because we have partnered with the BRICS, it's going to bring economic fortune to Nigeria. It may not be.
But okay,
we are not really pulling out from the G20. So for that, we are we still be, the dominance is still going to be the G20.
That means, okay, you feel now that this partnership is just going to help help aid bilateral economic relationship between Nigeria and the BRICS. Yes. Okay, looking at this now, like you were mentioning, we were about diving in when I, interrupted you about the stability of the naira to dollar. As a financial analyst, how do you think, we could be able to achieve that?
We will be able to achieve that 100%, not even 99%. We will be able to achieve that. The other things that we could do to, stabilize naira from fluctuation, the way we have been experienced over time, is to totally, and I said and I repeat, totally, Nigeria need to buy in naira. If American come to the shores of Nigeria today, do you know they use dollars to buy and they use dollar to transact, and our bill is naira? But you believe that the dollar is the dominant currency within the apex of our economy. That even if you go to most of the oil exploration like Shell, Egypt, and other companies, they don't transact with naira within those locations. You transact with dollar. It doesn't happen anywhere.
But the dollar for crude initiative that was created by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you think it has taken, its full cost and is being fully effective in the Nigerian economy for the period of 3 months now that has been on?
No, That is why I'm saying, you understand? I'm saying this. Is the president have given out the policy through the CBN.
Yes.
And the policy need to be, the execution need to be more, and they need to spread their tentacles.
Okay.
And doing that, there are those saddled with the responsibility, EFCC and other nations need to do more, so that they will not allow other currency to become the major currency within the country. Because sometimes 3 months is not enough for you to cover, most of the sector that you need to cover to ensure that those gaps that are there between to be eliminated. You understand? So we need to do more.
Okay.
Even allowing the Bureau trade to operate on the roadside is not even helping the economic also as well. So, but though the CBN have give them the licenses, and there is a unifications of dollar to ensure that those things are managed. Those things are not the major problem. The major problem is that even within the citizens are buying in dollar, buying hard currency. Even the other non-citizens coming from abroad, they are also buying
and
paying in dollar and all that. So what I'm saying here is that Nigeria should enact a law and put a total stop in buy in dollar and sell in dollar. And Nigeria should naira is our currency.
Yes, our current
currency.
Yes.
Then they should enact the laws and policy that whichever transaction that you are going to do, be it international transaction or local transaction, it must be in naira. And if you are coming to buy oil from the country, if you are coming to buy whatever you are coming to purchase, you must convert dollar, pound sterling or other currency to Nigeria currency, which is naira, and then trade with it. And the more you trade with it, the more you buy in it, then the naira becomes strong.
Yes. So the floating of the naira that happened is now going to start yielding benefits.
Exactly. So that it will reduce those equivalencies of grinding between the dollar. But sometimes when we play, a lip service towards those situations and forget about things that we needed to do and concentrate on things that we should ordinarily do, then it will not be effective. And then second aspect to also cushion that, the Central Bank of Nigeria should allow the repatriations of dollar. There are so many Nigerians all over the world, you understand, aiming highly on dollar, but due to this EFCC financial repatriations and other laws that are surrounding it, the limit which they allow them to repatriate this money is really low. They should open the nerves for every person every citizens of the Nigeria that are working and abroad that want to repatriate. They should go through the process of the modality put in place to ensure that they leave the gap open widely for even the citizens of this country abroad who intend to repatriate the hard currency to Nigeria should be allowed to repatriate, and then let the amount capped should be widened, and it will do us good, and more dollars will come into the country. Not when Nigeria want to raise the diaspora bond before they start. They should put a channel in which those
monies will be coming in,
whether yen, whether dollar, pound sterling, euro, other currency, and by the time you match them up and you unify them and be able to put them through the conversion through our commercial bank, automatically what we continue to experience between the dollar and naira, we will continue to have the reigning day.
And then the margin wouldn't be so much, and the stability, and the market woman saying dollar is high in the market would stop saying that. Sadly, this is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Business Points. Mr. John Ochai, thank you so much for joining us on today's edition.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's great. We kicked off the year 2020-25 with amazing conversation, and we're sure the government are taking cues on, things that need to be done, and then to see through with the 2025 budget, and also avenues to help Nigerian economy and Nigerians enjoy the dividends of having President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at its presidency. My name is Samuel Odi, and this is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition. I'll see you again as we talk more business, and bye for now.